The last broadcast from Willow Creek, Extended Edition. Bell. Intro, subscribe call. Before we begin, if you love dark stories, unexplained mysteries, and real horror that stays with you long after it ends, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications, and get ready. Because tonight's story is not just terrifying, it's a story people in Willow Creek still refuse to talk about. Now, let's begin. New Moon. The story, extended version. Soft eerie ambience, wind blowing, creaking metal. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story that was never supposed to be heard. A story buried under police reports, missing person files, and a town that swears it never happened. This is the last broadcast from Willow Creek. Derelict house. The town that shouldn't exist. Deep in the heart of a forest where sunlight barely reaches the ground, there lies a town once known as Willow Creek. But on maps today, it doesn't appear. Search for it, nothing. Ask locals, silence. Drive too far, your GPS loses signal, and the trees seem too close behind you. Willow Creek was never dangerous until the night the tower started transmitting again. The Hollow Ridge radio tower was built in 1964, abandoned in 1983. Officially, due to funding issues. Unofficially, because the last broadcast engineer lost his mind and claimed voices were coming from the wrong side of the frequency. Film camera. Evan arrives. Evan Carter, 27 years old, filmmaker without success, dreamed of creating a viral documentary. He heard rumors about a ghost signal in Willow Creek. A perfect story, he thought. He arrived just past sunset. Fog swallowed the town. Shadows clung to the roofs like they were alive. At the town inn, Marla, the owner, stared at him too long before handing the room key. "You're here for the tower, aren't you?" she whispered. Evan smiled awkwardly. "Just a story. Nothing more." Marla sighed, almost sad. "They all say that." Speaker outputting high volume. First night, the whisper. At exactly 1:13 a.m., Evan's audio recorder turned on by itself. A low crackle erupted, followed by a faint voice. A whisper. "Help me." Not just a whisper, the breath dragged too slowly, the vowels stretched unnaturally, as if the voice forgot how to sound human. Evan checked the hallway. Empty. The window. Closed. No explanation. So he did the one thing no sane person would. He packed his camera and left the inn in the middle of the night. Pine tree. The walk to Hollow Ridge. The trail leading up the ridge was narrow, sinking into wet earth. Even with a flashlight, the forest felt wrong. No insects. No birds. Only the crack of branches under his boots and a far-off hum, like a generator running in the distance. The tower emerged from the fog, crooked, rusted, taller than he expected. The broadcast cabin attached to its base glowed faintly, a light. Inside a building with no power supply. Evan approached slowly. The door was cracked open, as if something already knew he was coming. Radio. Inside the cabin. Cobwebs hung like curtains. Stacks of old tapes covered the shelves. A 1960s transmitter sat in the center, dusty, cold. Evan reached out to touch it. Every machine in the room turned on at once. Screens flickered. Static burst through the speakers. Dials spun wildly. And then, a voice emerged through the chaos. Not human. Not animal. Something in between. "Evan, you finally came back." Evan froze. "What? Who are you?" The voice lowered. "Don't you remember what you left behind?" Drop of blood. The screams begin. Static split into layers. One layer became whispers. Another, gasps. And beneath them all, screams. Men, women, children. Hundreds of overlapping voices crying out as if trapped inside the machines. Evan covered his ears, but the sound vibrated inside his skull. The lights snapped off. Darkness swallowed everything. Only the microphone glowed dim red. It turned, slowly, toward him. A breath hissed behind his neck. "We remember your voice." Evan spun around. No one there. But the air felt thick, like something had just moved past him. Man running. The escape that failed. He ran, stumbling down the ridge, branches tearing his clothes, fog closing behind him like a curtain. Something followed. Not quickly, not loudly, but steadily. When he reached the inn, Marla stood outside trembling. "You heard it," she whispered. "I told you not to answer." Evan tried to speak, but she raised her hand. "The tower doesn't call strangers. It calls back what belongs to it." Before he could respond, every radio in the inn turned on. Static filled the night. Then a voice. Evan's voice. But older. Exhausted. Broken. Don't trust them, don't stay, run. Evan stepped backward. That's not me. Marla closed her eyes. It is you. Or what's left of you up there. Oncoming police car. A town empty by morning. Evan didn't sleep. He packed, ready to leave at dawn. When he stepped outside, his car was crushed. Not smashed, crushed, as if something wrapped invisible hands around the engine and squeezed until metal folded like paper. He ran to the police station. Doors open. Lights off. Desks overturned. The whole town silent. On the police radio. Click, crackle. Evan, come home. Tombstone. The lost tapes. At this point, Evan recorded everything. He wandered the silent town calling for help, no response. But as he passed each house, a radio inside flickered on with voices whispering his name. Every single house. When he reached the church, he heard chanting. Not prayers. Something darker, like a distorted version of a hymn played backward. He recorded it all. Hours later, hikers found that recorder at the base of Hollow Ridge. Evan's final words. I'm being followed, it wants me back. I think I was here before. A scraping noise. A dragging sound. Then a soft whisper. Welcome home. Then silence. Evan was never seen again. Satellite antenna. The tower still broadcasts. Locals claim that once a year, on the anniversary of his disappearance, the tower lights up. A faint signal reaches nearby towns. People scrolling through radio frequencies sometimes catch a glimpse of it. A broken voice calling for help. Sometimes whispering warnings. Sometimes screaming. The voice always sounds like Evan, but not alive. Not anymore. A voice begging anyone who hears it to stay away. But also begging to be found. Bell. Outro. Subscribe call. If you enjoyed tonight's extended story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more horror stories, dark mysteries, and terrifying broadcasts from the edges of reality. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Stay aware. And whatever you do, never answer a voice coming from a dead frequency.